films of Godfrey Reggio, made in close collaboration with composer Philip Glass, are unique works of sound and vision. They are celebrated, unparalleled, and provocative.
Koyaanisqatsi.
Released to theaters in 1983, Reggio's Koyaanisqatsi is among the most remarkable debuts in film history. It is pure cinema, a non-verbal narrative of images edited into epic poetry.
Literally every visual idea in it, and there are a lot of them, was immediately appropriated by videos, commercials, movies. There just wasn't anything in it that hadn't been ripped off repeatedly and continually in the intervening 3 decades.
The success of Koyaanisqatsi led to 2 more films, Koyaanisqatsi and Koyaanisqatsi. Together, they form the Qatsi trilogy, containing some of Philip Glass's best-known pieces. After 7 years of development, Godfrey Reggio and Philip Glass, in collaboration with filmmaker Kane, have completed their 4th feature film, Visitors. Visitors is a film that transports audiences to the far side of the moon, only to confront them with themselves. It holds a mirror up to what it means to be human.
I try never to explain the film. The meaning is in the form. These films are not so much to entertain you as to watermark the audience.
There's no traditional narrative. We're sort of creating a cinema sculpture in a way, and it's an abstract sculpture.
They're difficult movies to describe because they're an experience.
It's what you bring that makes it complete. It's incomplete. It becomes completed by the activity of perception.
Utilizing state-of-the-art cinema technology, the film was finished in 4K resolution in its effort to create a naturalistic atmosphere based in the tradition of silver gelatin, black and white photography.
One of the big things about the film is that we were finishing in 4K. Every effect, big or small, that we did required an incredible amount of computing power to finish. And then when you go to your color correction place, even the biggest places in the city don't have 4K projectors yet. There was software and hardware that we had beta versions of. We're hot wiring together things that aren't really on the market yet. For somebody who's as low-tech as Godfrey is as a person, this is one of the most high-tech movies, I think, in an invisible way that's going to be released this year. All of the effects work was designed to be invisible and apparently, embedded in natural photography.
Filmed over 46 days in New Orleans, New York, and New Jersey, Visitors was edited over an 18-month period in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
All of these shots that I do, or that the crew does, are in a normal film second unit or background information. We take that background becomes the foreground. What we see then starts to speak. The images remarkably tell you what to do if you listen to them.
The score for Visitors was recorded by Glass veterans Kurt Casey and Michael Reisman and conducted by Dennis Russell Davies with the famed Bruckner Orchestra, in Linz, Austria.
That's a tradition which soaks itself deeply in the music of Bruckner and Mahler. This particular piece comes right out of that tradition.
Music portends a direct communication to the soul of the listener. It doesn't go through metaphor, so it's completely individualized when it comes out.
I always go to the shoots. That was very important for me to be there, so that when I went to write the music, I have a rich relationship with the material. At a certain point, the production of the film is working hand in hand with the music. That's a unique way that we work, by the way.
That was the part of the editing process that was most interesting, is feeling how the story was taking shape, because the music obviously is not being written or scored to the picture. We're sort of doing everything in tandem.
In 84 minutes and 74 shots, Visitors uses stillness, pacing, and mood to offer audiences a vastly different experience in cinema.
In literature, in art, in cinema, in life, the stiller a person is, the quieter a person is, the more heightened their senses become.
We're making basically the cinema version of a mirror, and the thing that was so different about it was trying not to create a story, but to create an emotion.
If monks could sit at a bench and make a movie, you know, with their own hands 500 years ago, like, this is what it would look like.
I would see the image being here, and there was a distance between the spectator and the image. And the music was the way that we get to the image. When the spectator uses their own imagination to make that journey, the experience becomes very personal.
It's really encouraging us to have an experience that may be very, very different than the person that's sitting next to us. It wants you to swim as far away from the shore as you feel comfortable.
These films are not aimed at the head or the cerebellum. They're not aimed at making sense. They're aimed at your solar plexus. They are a visceral form of cinema.